Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful day here in LA. All right. So, I'm Kelwin Hagen, and I'm here with the Agape Monday morning prayer this is an affirmative prayer, spiritual mind healings. Just, and it is my absolute joy to be able to be here with you, leading us in this prayer time. So, the first thing I want to do is I am going to go real quick onto Facebook on my phone, and I am going to share this time right here, this prayer, onto my wall, because maybe somebody will see it that wouldn't see it otherwise. I invite you to please take a moment and share this time onto your wall as well. And maybe somebody that knows you that doesn't know me or Agape might see it. It might open up a whole new avenue of thought and love for them. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see who's come in here. Hi, Sharon. Good morning, Marvin. We got New York, LA. We got Wayne's in the house. Got Sally in Michigan. Tahita in Florida. Conke in Philadelphia. People all across this beautiful nation of ours. Give it a few more minutes for a few more folks to come on. Hi, Destiny. Good morning, beautiful humans. I resemble that remark. Okay, so feels good to be here. I always look forward to my Monday morning. It is always such a joy to be here for it. So, this morning, I wasn't sure what I was going to read, and I picked up the book I've been reading. One of the books I'm reading called "Living Without Fear" by Ernest Holmes. And I was going to go into one of the places earlier in the book that I've already read, and then when I flopped it open, it flopped right open to a page on it's chapter 15 called "The Rediscovery of Health." Hello, Shariel. Good morning. Reverend Marcella, good morning. Dorothy, good morning. Shawnee, all right. Maryland, Henry, South Carolina. Getting a lot more folks coming on in and saying hi. Hi, Libby. Hi, Zane. Nice to see you, Zane. So, rediscovery of health. And I thought, now that looks good. So, I haven't even read it yet. So, we're going to go into this little reading cold, you and I together, in a minute. And see what it holds for us. Rediscovery of health. Just wrapping my mind around that a little bit. See, rediscovering my health, knowing that my perfect health is always here. Perfect love is always here. The perfection of God is always here. And, if I'm not experiencing it, then I've probably walked away from some truth. Hello, Portia. Good morning, Cynthia. Monterey Park. Yesterday at Agape was really wonderful. I was manning the Agape practitioner table and answering questions when people came up, praying with a couple of folks that needed prayer. It was wonderful. And then afterwards, Marcus did they had a cacao ceremony out in the lobby. It was pretty amazing. Hello, Narissa. Hi, Wayne. I wasn't able to sit in on the whole thing, but I did get a little bit of a small mini ceremony with them before service ended, because I had to be at my table when service ended. And it was a wonderful experience. I could feel my body just waking up with this wonderful medicine, this cacao, just raw, wild jungle cacao. Powerful, amazing. So, beautiful to see you as well. Marissa, always beautiful to see you. Okay. So this reading on page 111, chapter 15, the rediscovery of health. I have no idea what it's going to say here. But it caught my eye. Hello, Kay. Good morning. Knowing divine right order, justice and wholeness in all my affairs, all needs met. Yes. Celeste, good morning from Detroit. Okay. The rediscovery of health. Whoops. I should remember to turn off my ringer in the morning when I do this, but sometimes I forget. The phone rings, but it's off now. The practice of spiritual mind healing is based on the theory that man's life is rooted in divine life, and that through his mind he has access to the original spirit which animates everything. Good morning, Autumn. Hello, Elena. On first thought, the possibility of any healing by this method seems rather vague, since both its principle and performance take place in an invisible realm. But as a matter of fact, the technique of spiritual mind treatment in physical healing is both concrete and specific. For when one stops to consider the proposition, he realizes that all causation is invisible. There are certain assumptions of faith which we must accept in order to proceed with any activity in life. One general faith, which all instinctively do accept, is that life is in all animate things. The physician to the physical body makes no attempt to create or coerce life. Rather, he starts with the assumption that his patient already has life. His entire effort is to keep the body free from the expression of this life. Free for the expression of this life. The physician really treats the body as though it were an instrument through which life flows. In doing this, he assumes that there is a life principle already existent and perfect, ever striving for an adequate outlet. The physician may not think of this life as being spirit. He may call it nature. It makes no difference what he calls it. He knows when the body is healthy, the life principle flows through it freely, and his business is to assist the circulation, to help the body throw off the impurities, to keep it from becoming congested, and to see that there is proper assimilation. When there is proper assimilation, circulation, and elimination, there is physical well-being. That is such a powerful statement. Oh my God, I'm going to read that last paragraph again. The physician may not think of this life flowing through the body as being spirit. He may call it nature. It makes no difference what he calls it. He knows that when the body is healthy, the life principle flows through it freely, and his business is to assist the circulation, to help the body throw off its impurities, to keep it from becoming congested, and to see that there is proper assimilation. When there is proper assimilation, circulation, and elimination, there is a physical well-being. Oh my God. And here's the thing, it's so beautiful. It's like the circulation of everything. If you look at everything in life, there's this spiral, this circulation, this motion of a circle where everything that starts in one spot sort of comes back to that same spot. So circulation. So a doctor's job is to free up the body so that the proper energy flows properly through the body, thus being healthy. So if stuff isn't properly flowing through the body, we get sick. We get cancer. We get diabetes. In my case, I got a blood clot that ended up being a pulmonary embolism. And through that time that I had that, this is where my mind went, is what is happening in my body? What am I not freeing up? What is not circulating right? What am I not letting go of that is literally damming me up? Literally damming up my veins and keeping the blood from flowing right. So when it talks about we need to assist the circulation to help the body throw off its impurities, to keep it from becoming congested, we're not just talking about the impurities of substance like chemicals and garbage that's in our environment and in our life. We're talking about the impurities we take in through our ears, through our eyes, through everything. The impurities are the lies we've been telling ourselves since we were kids about certain things in our life that bring us things to prove the lies to us for year after year after year. What is congesting my life that I am not experiencing perfect health, knowing that I am one inside the beautiful, loving life of God, and that loving life of God is perfection? Then perfection is always taking place. That perfection may be a congestion that is there to get my attention so that I let go, I release, and I move forward from that spot into something else. I got to free up my body. You hear Reverend Michael talking about that all the time, that that our holding on to things becomes cancer, becomes disease. So, and we could take this to another level. We could take this to the level of societies. We have entire societies holding on to things that tell them that they are deserving of something, that other people are not deserving of something, because of something that might have happened thousands of years ago. Again, there's no circulation of love and energy in this, and there needs to be a release. Societies mirror our human bodies, are all one, and when societies get sick, we have symptoms like war, pollution, and other things. So it's when you look at the wholeness of the one, we see the interconnectedness of it all. And that interconnectedness is so amazing. So, I want to read that last paragraph another time because it encapsulates so much. The physician may not think of his life as being spirit. He may call it nature. It makes no difference what he calls it. He knows that when the body is healthy, life principle flows through it freely. And his business is to assist the circulation, to help the body throw off its impurities, to keep it from being congested, and to see that there is proper assimilation. When there is proper assimilation, circulation, and elimination, there is physical well-being. So I need to look at what's in my life that is impeding the circulation through my body, through the body of my actions, through the bodies of my business, through the bodies of my playtime. What is congesting my life that I can free up, bust apart that dam, and allow myself to live more freely and fully, thus rediscovering my health. Interesting thought, isn't it? So, with that thought in mind, I'm going to go through all these prayers. Please put any affirmation of what your life is. What's your health? What is it that you want to affirm as your life? What you affirm as the truth in your life in the comments. I'll be going through it all later. And I look forward to that. When I go through those, I hold each thought in the completeness. And I hold each thought letting go of anything in it that is negative. Releasing that and allowing the circulation of pure life to flow through my body and through the body of everything surrounding me, knowing that I am one in all of it. So, so let's take a moment here. Let's get ourselves ready to pray. Before we get started with the prayer, I'm just going to take a moment here and we're going to go into 3 breaths. Those of you that know me know that those 3 breaths I call easy peasy threesy. 3 breaths that bring me back to right here, right now. Okay, we ready? Full breaths now. Not painfully full, but fill your entire body cavity. And when you're breathing it in, breathe in the knowing that you're breathing in something that is circulating through your body and through the world. And when you're breathing back out again, you're not just breathing out of life, you're breathing into life. Okay, ready? And as my breath brings me back to right here, right now, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful this morning. I woke up and I got to just lie there and feel the gratitude before I even lifted my head off the pillow. I'm grateful for each and every breath I take. I'm grateful for being able to open up this book to just that perfect moment about rediscovering health. I am grateful for everything in my life, grateful for my family, grateful for my friends, grateful for everything that touches my life, knowing that each and every one of these things that are touching my life is life, lifing. I am grateful for life, lifing, in everything, as everything. Because that's all there is. There's no spot where God is not. That is correct. And knowing that there is no spot where God is not, it means that every single thing, every single place, every single time, every single anything is taking place in and as the loving, perfect life of God. Knowing this to be the truth of all things, I know this is the truth of who I am, who and what I am. I am the divine perfection that is God, the divine health that is God. I am what God is. This is true of me, this is true of you, this is true of each one of us. We are the divine, loving, living life of God, right here, right now. Oh, and as I take a breath when I think about that, that where God is, I am. That is so amazing. If everything is God, I am God, you are God, we are God. And we know that God is divine love. We know that God is perfect health. We know that God is beauty. We know that God is peace. We know that God is abundant in all things. Knowing that God is all these things, and know that God is that in my life, in our life. God is the abundance of perfect, well, perfect everything. And as I move forward through this day, holding each and every prayer here with each and every one of us in the loving light that it is, I know that as we move forward, those here suffering, those here experiencing ill health, disease, and chronic problems in the body, I know that each and every one of these people are held in and as the living, breathing, perfected life of God. And that perfect health doesn't always show as no challenge. Sometimes it shows us something to teach us, something to bring us closer, something to tell us we need to free up this circulation of life, lifing through our bodies. So today I recognize that the perfect circulation of life is flowing through my body as my body, that I am what this perfect life is. Oh. Lifing everywhere as everything. As I look at this and know this, I know that each and everything taking place around this planet, taking place in governments everywhere, our government here and governments everywhere else, that each and every place this is taking place, this too has congestions of flow. And in these spots, I know that my love and my acknowledgement that where everyone is, the loving, breathing life of God is. I like to keep it simple. God is. Therefore, peace is. Therefore, abundance is. Therefore, perfect health is. Despite the tickle in my throat, despite the tickle in my sinuses, I know that even that, much of that is brought on by the abundance of pollen filling the air. This abundance of pollen is bringing me a stronger immune system and strengthening my body, strengthening my very soul, my existence, my being, my connection to everything. I am the perfect life of God. We are the perfect life of God. As I look out at the world, knowing that each and every day the world becomes a more compassionate, loving place, I acknowledge the love and the abundance of love everywhere I look. I see it in the eyes of children. I see it in the eyes of people walking down the street. I see it in the love that I share out into the world. I see it in each one of us here right now. I see the perfect life of God taking place here today. So as I move forward through my day, remembering the truth, and allowing we allow ourselves to rediscover our perfect being inside the one life of God. And as I rediscover this perfect being, I allow. And I see us all allowing the life and the circulation of God to take place through and as everything. So as I hold each and every one of us here in prayer, knowing that we are this love. It is so simple. So simple. And yet sometimes it can be so hard. It's just look at the world and know that I am what we are, and what God is, I am. Perfect health. My body knows exactly what to do, right here, right now, all the time. And my job is to free it up of the congestion created by the things I allow to get in my way. So I let it go. I release these things. I give thanks. I give thanks for these things that have brought me to this truth. I give thanks to the living, breathing life of God in and as everything, everywhere, knowing that that is what I am. I give thanks to my ability to rediscover my health and the health of society and the health of Mother Earth, as only I can, as only we can. And then I let it go. I release it. I release all the fears, all the doubts. I release all the things congesting my body, congesting my life, congesting the world around me. I release all of these things knowing that perfect flow, perfect circulation is the truth. I release anything that is not flowing and circulating freely and perfectly in and through and around my life. I let it go and I say, and so it is. Amen. Ah, it feels so good to pray with you all. Rediscover the rediscovery of health, the rediscovery of the free-flowing circulation of life. I've got tears in my eyes right now when I'm thinking about what it was like when I had my blood clot and it became a pulmonary embolism and I was in the hospital. And I thought I was being the biggest nightmare that could possibly be. Until a nurse came in the room, one of the most beautiful people on the planet, taking care of me. She clutched her clipboard and leaned against the door and sighed. And I said, "What's that?" She goes, "Oh, Kelwin, coming into your room is such a blessing. Everybody on the floor loves coming in here and just being in here." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm whining and crying and I'm complaining about my pain I'm in all the time." She goes, "You're doing a lot of that." And then she said something that I was so glad to hear. She said, "And in between all that, Kelwin, you're saying things like, what was so congested in my life that I had to get a blood clot. And when it wasn't diagnosed and I didn't, and by the doctors, and I didn't know and I didn't recognize it, it became a pulmonary embolism and almost killed me. What was congesting my life so much that my body had to get all that to get my attention?" And I realized that the congestion going on in my body started out in my mind and in my heart. What did I need to let go of, to release, to allow the circulation, the actual circulation of blood through my veins and arteries? And when I recognized that when it happened, and I was repeating it over and over again, and she said I was doing it in my sleep and when I was awake, that I was becoming a gift on the floor of that hospital to other people that would come into my room. And I remember telling Reverend Michael about that. And he just said, "That's because you're a practitioner, Kelwin. You're a practitioner 24/7. And I hadn't really known that that was my go-to now. What am I responsible for? What am I doing? What is the lesson in this? What do I need to release? Because know this, anything that's not flowing in your life is not flowing in our life because we're holding on to something that is impeding the flow. And that's true for the health of our bodies, the health of our finances, the health of everything, the health of our governments. I am blessed. Marissa, thank you for sharing your testimony with us. Thank you for hearing it. I let go of all that does not serve me. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Sharon. Miracles always happen because either Susie, either nothing's a miracle or everything's a miracle. Sometimes the miracles are the things that cause us the most pain because they turn us to where we need to release and let go. So life is interesting that way. I'm going through some major shifts in my life right now, and I'm pretty excited about them. And at the same time, sometimes they get frustrating. And when I get frustrated, I know I need to take a few breaths, come back to right here, right now, and allow myself to be free. Because if I'm not free, and this is something Nelson Mandela taught us, it's only because I'm not free. Not because freedom has been taken away from me, but because I've walked away from freedom. Same thing with health and other things. I just want to stay here and be hugged right now with all of y'all. But I got to go to work, and other people have things we got to go do. So I just want to say again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And hear it now and know it now. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I love myself. I love Kelwin. Thank you, Olive. And I hold you in this beautiful, wonderful, peaceful world. Life is lifing. Let it.